Okay, this is our 1997 GMC Safari. Done a couple videos where I've done various things to it. We bought this for two reasons. One, daughter was deployed, son-in-law worked in the oil field, so we had the grandkids, 3 grandkids. That's a whole nother story. We needed something to haul the kids around. Here you go. Second reason is the boat. And we'll be going over the boat here in a minute. We live about 2 blocks away from the boat ramp. So we needed something just to move it back and forth. And I've got a $2,500 diesel, and it's just too much. It's like trying to put a finish nail in with a sledgehammer. So anyway, here it is. Concerned a little bit because some of the boat ramp is like this, but there's like 2 blocks of like that. So in theory, it pulls 3,500 pounds, 4,500 pounds. I don't remember. And the boat weighs about 3. So no matter what, it should pull it. Anyway, gonna hook up the boat, pull it out, and check the fuel, check the battery, and see if it'll start. Well, I decided to do a walk around on the boat first. Give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. It's I think it's a 88 or a 98 or I don't know, something like that, pontoon boat. We bought it from an older gentleman. It was in not bad shape, not rough shape, but it had been used. So we've gone through, cleaned it up a bit, and it works great. So a couple of things I'm going to be checking today is the battery. I've got a solar charger, and there's the charge controller there, and the panel is up on the roof. It's tied to the battery. So I got to check the battery's voltage, make sure it's okay. I'll check the fuel cells out on it. I'll make sure this thing goes up and down. Now, the thing about this is a it's a Mercury Force 40. It doesn't have a P-hole. And what that means is when you start it up, there's no water squirting out the back of it to see if your impeller's working for your cooler. So that may be one of the projects we do this year, is to either rebuild the lower end on this thing or put something in so I can see, water squirting out when it's working. Now, one modification I did, this is a pontoon with 4 chambers, so there's 2 on each side, and there was water in it when we got it. So what I did is I drilled a hole in here, and I just put a pump in, I pumped the water out, and then I put these plugs back in it. So there's 4 of them around the side. They worked okay. Initially, my initial thoughts was to drill a hole down here, and then put a plug in down there. I decided not to. I decided to go with these guys up here. I've gone through and repacked the bearings on the trailers, and I put a whole new set of lights on them. The wiring was in bad shape. Probably the worst thing. Well, the interior, the upholstery's in bad shape. So, but that's just because of the sun. We put a new bimini top on it last year, and once we get it up, you'll see that. But this is the pontoon boat, and there's the GMC Safari, and I hope the 2 work together. Okay, well, let's check the battery here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see what we got. We got about 13 volts, which is fine. I was running the trim tab up and down on this, so that chewed up some of the battery. Now, that tank over there, it's about half full, so it's got about 10 gallons in it. And this tank over here, it's empty. So we're gonna put some fuel in that, and then we'll be ready to fire it up. Okay, some people have Oh Beer 30. Well, we have Oh Deer 30. This is our backyard. Like I said before, they act like they're protected, is because they are. There's a couple more over there. I don't know if you could see them. Oh, that one took off. There's another one right back in there somewhere. Got to keep an eye on them though. It's mating season, and I don't want one of these bucks getting pissed off at me. Oh, it's my buddy. This buck right here has got a messed up foot, and he comes by a couple times a day, so I'm not worried about him. Look at this little cutie pie. They call them deer, but you know, where we come from, these are dogs with long legs. Okay, this is a Mercury Force 40, and it has been wonderful. The only issue I had with it was the starter right there wasn't engaging. It would spin, but the drive gear wouldn't slide up. So I'm gonna put a little shot of goo on it here. And I took it apart and cleaned it all last year, but just to be on the safe side, I put a little more on there. The rest of it looks in really good shape. Fuel lines look good. Spark plug wires aren't cracked or burnt. Everything in there looks good. Oh, another problem, when we first bought it, the trim tabs wouldn't go up and down. So I just replaced both of them, both relays. Fixed the relays, fired right up. So anyway, we're going to try to fire it up and see if it'll start for the year. Okay, I got the water turned on, and I'm going to turn the fuel on. And prime it. Okay, now I'm going to go up inside, see if it'll start. Fired right up, and I'm going to show you something here. Okay, so the only way to tell that your impeller's working is like this right here. Water coming out of there. And it's really hard to see when you're up in the boat, and where you can take it off of, you can tee right off of this. Put an elbow on it, bring it out, run it down, and then it'll squirt out the back here. So you just want to hose down like that, and it'll squirt out the back, so, or off to the side, so you can see it. Anyway, fire it right up. We're good to go. Okay, there's a couple of things I need to fix on the boat. One is this prop. Let's see if I can spin it around here. There it is right there. So the wife and I were out on the boat, and I wasn't paying full attention. And that's what happens. Got a little too shallow, hit a rock, and it's not the only one. The other blades are pretty messed up too. So that needs to be replaced this year. I was going to try to fix it with one of those aluminum rod things. Project Farm has got a great video on that. God, I want to try it, but I don't know. Probably just buy a new prop. Then there's this guy. We made this guy in the shop. I got to reinstall him, and there's this little training wheel now. So you can see people go to get on the boat, and they step right here and push it down, and I made it a little too tall. Oh well, I'll get that taken care of tonight. But it looks like for now, tomorrow we're going to be on the boat. Well, we're out here on the lake today, and I brought my gorgeous wife. She's out here, and glad I did, because she brought my glasses and my bait and my cell phone and everything. Now, we're at a spot that we like to catch catfish. What's interesting about this spot is last time we were out here we didn't catch anything. The time before that we caught a 26-inch catfish. I don't know what type, it was a catfish. And I watched a YouTube video, and it had the guy does catfish and carp. Really cool guy, and I'll put his link in the description below. And he came up with this bait, okay? And he catches a lot of cats and carpfish. No, a lot of carp and catfish. So it's hot dogs and strawberry jelly. Or strawberry jello. So we're gonna try that today. Hot dogs with strawberry jello. He also had this like chum thing made up that had corn, strawberry jello, and panko breadcrumbs. So we're gonna try that today. And we brought some night crawlers too. So let's see if we can catch some fish. Alright, that's our first hot dog and strawberry jello catfish. It's little, we're gonna let it go. Catfish.
You can see it. Ooh, it's a good one.